Hi, Luna. Okay, so I was working on a review of the brand new All Engines Go Push Along Edward, right? I recently just got it, and it's a beautiful item. I love it. Like, design-wise, in terms of how it looks, it's fantastic. It's one of the greatest pieces of Thomas merchandise that Mattel has made in a very long time. Like, I love that he has the accurate wheel arrangement. Like, the tender has the small wheels and everything. Like, the cab looks good. Like, the whistle is super detailed. The face is pretty nice. It doesn't have painted buffers, but, like, that's fine, you know? I really like how this item looks. But this item looks very good, but it doesn't function very good. So if we bring Edward here over to the track, so as you can see on the bottom of Edward's chassis, there's these like two bumps of plastic, and these are here so that his front two wheels will match the same height as his back two wheels, so that it's like all level, you know, and it looks good, right? These bits of plastic are too big, so when you put them on the track, it interferes with the rails. Like it's touching the inside rails of the track. So when you go to push him along, there's interference and he doesn't roll very good. Like I'd have to show you. Hold up. Okay, so I don't know how good you can see it, but if you look closely, you can see that those bits of plastic are touching the rails, like they're interfering with the track, which makes Edward not roll very nicely. And it's very annoying. I don't like that. Also, like, if that design wasn't bad enough, if you go to push Edward around the corners, like around curved track, not only does he not roll very nicely because the chassis is interfering with the tracks, but the buffers on Edward's cab and his tender hit each other when he goes around corners, which makes him go even slower. It's like why would you design this? Because like it's so perplexing, because this made me like look back at like all the other tender engines that Mattel made for the All Engines Go range, and like we look at James, right? Same thing, has the small wheel at the front, right? But this doesn't interfere with the tracks, so he rolls really smoothly, and it's good. And also, he doesn't even have buffers in between the engine and the tender, so there's no interference. There's absolutely no interference, and he rolls perfectly fine. If I go to push this engine, look how smoothly that goes, right? And then if we get Edward, he stops. He stops because his chassis is literally scraping the track. Why would they make these bits of the chassis so big when they literally could have made them smaller? Because they did it for James, right? And here's Gordon. We get Gordon. See, look how smoothly, right? And he has buffers in between the engine and the cab, and that doesn't interfere. You can see there's room for it. There's room for it to move, right? It works perfectly fine. We get Emily, right? There's the chassis. It's all the same size. You get Emily, and it goes. I mean, she fell off the track, but like you get what I mean. So it's like, unfortunately, like, yes, as much as this item looks really good, and trust me, I really do like how this item looks, functionally, it's bad. I don't know why that they would design it like that. I don't know why they would make this, like, these parts on the chassis so big, because it literally interferes with the track that he's meant to work on. And it's like, oh, but Railway, this is like, it's a toy or whatever. Yeah, well, I understand that this is a toy, but it should work. It should work on the track it's meant to be designed to go on. So it's like, yeah, it just, I haven't seen anyone bring this up about the push along Edward. But yeah, like, to me, that's very annoying, because if you're designing something, if you're designing this to work on this specific track, and all these other engines who are similarly designed to Edward all work perfectly, then there's something wrong with this specific engine. I don't know if maybe Mattel is going to update this so that it actually works on the track it's meant to work on. This is not a very good design, like, I'm sorry. So yeah, I mean, again, maybe it's just my copy of Edward. I don't know, like, if you have this engine, let me know if yours also does the same thing, because this thing does not roll very nicely at all. The chassis literally is interfering with the track. I don't like that. That's just, like, great.